Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. Okay, Councillor Pasternak.
Thank you.
Last speaker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe we do have to set an example here on how we control costs here at City Council, how we deal with our wages, our increases. I do find it awkward, inappropriate, and somewhat use of valuable time to discuss it in this forum. And I would agree with some of the earlier comments made today that an outside third party, which we've reached to before prior to my arrival on council, to decide these things, usually it would make more sense to handle these types of situations. At the same time, this is not what I heard on the campaign trail. Many people ask me about cost overruns on various projects. Why the Nathan Phillips Square project is $5 million over budget. Why the LRT on St. Clair was over $50 million over budget. Why the Spadina subway now is over $125 million over budget. And of course, now we can add to the list the U of T Aquatic Center, which is $23 million over budget. But I would also say that the good residents of Ward 10 sent me down to City Hall to remind City Council that Ward 10 is very used to sacrifices. We have currently one under-serviced library with limited resources and restricted hours. We have two community centers, one floor that are maxed out. We have to rent a third one from a condo development because we lack the space. We have roads and streets that are needing of dire repair. And certainly we have great parks, but they need enormous servicing. So I think it's important, while we can create all the symbols we want here down at City Council, it's also crucial that we deal with some of the core structural problems that are facing the city. And those are certainly the things that I heard on the campaign trail. I would say that I would agree with most of the comments that we're certainly not here to line our pockets. And I'm going to have to text my daughter to tell her that her allowance increase has now been canceled if this motion passes. It's the trickle down. It's the economic trickle down theory of restraint. But at the same time, we really have to look at how we procure, how we outsource, and how we privatize, and make sure that's done in a responsible way. But the bottom line is that we have been, and I speak for a few of the new councillors, kind of parachuted into a low-intensity war between many of the city's 50,000 employees and its 2.6 million residents. And councillors are in the middle to try and sort out these various disputes, with sometimes the residents carrying the burden of proof and sometimes city staff. So the job itself should never be diminished by these types of debates. The job itself is extremely important in the sense that our role as public servants are here to speak for our residents and try and find solutions to many of the problems that we face. And while we can set examples of restraint, we should never allow ourselves to be in a situation in which the role that we play is marginal or diminished to building the city as a great place. So I therefore would counsel colleagues that some kind of third-party solution to these debates is essential, and we would either endorse their recommendations or not. But we also have to look at the reality. The Torontonians are not overly gullible, and we can eliminate certain things at City Council, but what they're looking for is major structural reform in this city to get the fiscal responsibility into the corporate culture and to certainly deliver services in a quality way.